What I say? I'm about to fucking...
You're about to go to a bikini contest?
I'm not gonna be in it.
No? What's going on, Faded Culture? My name is Adrian and Barron. We got Chris Blurry here on the chair, and we got the twins back here. Today we're gonna be performing a scissor trim on my boy Chris, and we're gonna go ahead and give him a mid-taper, clean up and line up the beard after. As always, guys, I hope you enjoy this tutorial, and let's get right to it.
Alright.
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, we're going to
leave it over here.
Bikini contest, you know.
Y'all going right now already? Alright. Send pictures. To start the top, we're going to use our very own Faded Culture shears, of course, which you can find at fadedculture.com. To proceed with the top, you want to go ahead and wet the top as much as possible. And just when your client thinks you're done wetting it, you come back in and wet it some more. This is going to help our sectioning so much. Starting off our section from the recession point all the way back to the crown. And you're going to want to go ahead and do the same thing on the opposite side. This is what the top should look like. From there, we're going to go ahead and set in our first guide. This is going to be the length that we want on the side, so we're going to go ahead and set that all around. And then we're going to come back in diagonal sections and match that. As you can see, the guide is right under it, so we're just going to go ahead and match that. Very simple and easy technique. As you can see, the guide does bleed through right here. Again, I'm just matching that. Once you get to this point, you want to go ahead and begin from the other side. So again, we're going to start with our guide, and then we're going to come back in diagonal sections. And that's pretty much it for the sides. So once you're done with the sides, go ahead and re-wet the top, as like I mentioned in the intro. The more you wet it, the easier it is for you to section. We're gonna go ahead and split it down the middle, and this is gonna help us create shape for that pompadour look. So this is the shape we want from the top, and this is the shape that we want from the sides. So right here, my knuckles are basically all the way to the scalp, and as I approach the ear, I start to pull out and create some distance from my knuckles and the scalp. This in turn is going to cause the front part of the hair to be a lot longer. That way it's easier for us to get that pompadour look when we come back in and style it. And once you're done with that, we're basically just finishing off with the center section. As you can see, the edges, we're just going to go ahead and match that. It's fairly simple. It's basically we're using the profile section backwards. And we're pretty much done with the top. Just go ahead and double check it. Now to blow dry it so that way we can begin our clipper work. Alright, so now that we're done with the shear work, we're gonna proceed with the clipper work. We're gonna come in with our WAHL magics, and just a heads up, you could get 10% off at WAHL.com using Faded Culture 10. I'm gonna leave it linked down below just in case y'all forget. Starting off with no guard, we're gonna go ahead and close that lever up completely. And yes, my clippers are zero gapped along with my trimmers. There is gonna be a video linked down below on how we do that, which I highly suggest you try. And this is exactly how I start my guideline in the back. I basically just match it from the side. So we're gonna continue the process going up about a finger's width, and we're gonna go ahead and open up that lever completely. Just make sure that your guidelines are parallel. It's gonna make it a lot smoother when we come back and blend them out. Now I got the number 1 guard, and go ahead and leave that lever completely open. Going up in exactly numerical order, now we got the 1.5 guard. And I'm only showing the right side of the taper, which I don't think I should have to say that you're just gonna copy the exact same steps on the left side. Now when it comes to the number 2 guard, I do start to exaggerate that scoop out motion, just like here. And for the last guard that we will be using on this tutorial will be the number 3. We're pretty much done here setting up the canvas. By now you should have 2 guidelines. The first one that we created with the lever closed, the second that we created with the lever open. We're going to start with that top one, work our way down using my half guard. I'm going to close the lever just slightly, putting it into a 3/4 position and using mainly the corners of the clipper to attack that top guideline. Now I got the 1 guard. I'm gonna leave the lever in that 3/4 position because that half guard does create a faint line right above it. So go ahead and come in and take that out. And as for the last line, it is gonna be a 3-step process, starting with the lever closed, then halfway, and then fully open. Again, now that I'm actually starting to fade the hair, I use mainly just the corners of the clipper on these process. And like I mentioned earlier, go ahead and repeat those same steps on the other side. Go ahead and switch out your clipper for a trimmer. Use it in a face forward position to get a lot closer to the scalp. And go ahead and start to remove all that bottom hair. And by using our trimmer in that forward position, we did create a faint line which is used as a guide for our electric shaver. And as for the beard, I do use a reverse fading process. Starting with the number 1 guard, I have the lever fully open, then I go ahead and close that. Take off that 1 guard and start with the lever again open, then halfway, and then completely close. Alright, let me pause the tutorial real quick and let y'all know that this video is sponsored by, of course, Faded Culture. I'm gonna go ahead and give away a Faded Culture barber cape, shave gel, the matte clay, and the styling gel. All you gotta do is follow our 3 Instagram pages, which are linked down below, and go ahead and comment FC63 on this video. I'm gonna go ahead and choose a random winner next week. So best of luck to y'all, and let's get straight back into this tutorial. Now for, in my opinion, the most satisfying part of the haircut, to line up around the ear. Then we proceed with the facial hair. Always asking your client what they want to do with their facial hair, eyebrows, and remove any excess ear or nose hair that they might have. And a quick tip I have for y'all when it comes to mustaches is go ahead and use your electric shaver on that top part so we could go against the grain. Go ahead and recline your client. If your chair doesn't recline, I suggest you just go ahead and lay them flat on the floor, and this is how you're gonna attack this process. Starting from the center, going up about a finger's width from the Adam's apple, and work your way to one side, then proceed from the center and follow to the other side. Here, putting a little bit of hairspray, and this is where you can walk out while that dries. Go eat, change your baby's diaper, do an oil change on your car. Then we're gonna go ahead and come back using our Faded Culture razors into my Faded Culture matte black Turkish style razor, which is my absolute favorite, super thin and lightweight. Applying a little bit of shave gel and begin to shaving. Always using your opposite hand to help stretch out that skin. And I see a lot of barbers lack on this part specifically. They do line up around the ear, but they don't use a straight razor, which honestly makes a world of a difference. It brings out the details that much more. Now that the hairspray is completely dry, this is where we come in and freehand. As you can see, I'm using my pinky as support against his cheek, just so we don't cut more than we need to. You always want to shape the beard, unless the client doesn't want to. In that case, just tell them to leave. Once we're done with that, spray the top. Here's some matte clay. Man, my transitions are on point today. Adding a little bit of water to the top, right? So we can work that product all the way down from the grain and go ahead and blow dry the product onto the hair. This is how we're gonna get sustainability from the product. And this right here, my friends, is called the cool shot. Once you're done styling the hair, you hit it with the cool shot to close that cuticle and lock in the style. Finish it off with some hairspray. Get your enhancements. And always come back and do any detail and touch-up work. Alright guys, so there y'all have it. I hope y'all enjoyed this tutorial and I hope y'all caught that giveaway mid-video. As always guys, let us know down in the comments below what you would like to see in this channel. Give this video a thumbs up, and before you go, do not forget to subscribe. My name is Adrian Barron and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.